Hey guys, Brian Hill with The Complete Combatant. I offer a class called Red Dot Concepts, which of course is centered around using optics on your pistol. The red dot is not anything new, but we've reached a point where it's easily accessible to the average shooter, and there are some tremendous advantages to it, and it's a very solid system, a reliable system now. I used to say welcome to the future, but that's not true anymore. This is the present. Every major manufacturer is offering an optic-ready pistol, and that allows you a great deal of variety of how to mount an optic, which footprint's best, which optic works well for you, what batteries to select, and how to zero the gun. And that's one of the big beginning points of this class, is to make sure that your gear works well. But there's two other areas I like to cover in this class. The one is the application of the dot. How does it differ from shooting iron sights? Now, I never have a pistol that doesn't have both on them. Okay, all my optic mounted pistols also have iron sights for a reason. And what we'll learn to do is to shoot the dot a bit differently. One of the huge advantages of the dot is it requires target focus. And I believe people under threat will look at the target. So this is in a system that will take advantage of looking at the thing that you'll probably be shooting at. Where iron sights are much more difficult because we have three things in our vision, and oftentimes it's very hard to align them. The other thing that the dot allows you to do is it allows you to shoot it in a deliberate manner. You can be extremely accurate with it. It's very small compared to a front sight. You can be very reactive with it. It's easy to fix and to see, but it never stops moving. So that's something you have to get used to, because it's not the dot that's moving, it's you. And the final thing is a predictive methodology where our draw stroke or our transitions on targets allow us to predict the streak, not just the dot, but the streak of the dot, allowing us to shoot sooner and with greater accuracy. So there's a huge advantage in that area. But the big thing is, as human beings, you're the real problem. Our vision is not the same for everyone. We all have different abilities and strengths in our vision. And many of us believe that whatever we see is reality, but that's not true. It's perception. And the way that we build a model in our mind of what we're about to see is what allows us to shoot at a high level. So what we're going to build in this class is a model that allows you to really excel and understand what your perception is, and we can match that to the outcomes of your shooting and the process so that we can help you with your diagnostics sooner, and I can help you with other things like a training schedule that really rewards you, because the dot is simple and you can learn to call shots. I think learning to call your shot is the most important thing in shooting, and it was never easy to teach before. It was difficult with iron sights, but with the red dot, it's fairly simple, and it can be done in a matter of hours, and that allows you immediate feedback. And if we get an immediate feedback that's less than a quarter of a second, the results of our corrections take root much faster, and we find there's a shortened process. Now, some of you have been shooting iron sights for a long time, and I know it's hard to change. It certainly was for me. But the advantages are there. There are a couple disadvantages, and we'll cover them in class, and we'll work our way through them. But I think we're going to see red dots on almost all pistols from here on out. It'll be like rifles. We went through the situation with rifles where there were no optics, and now I never see a rifle in my class that doesn't have some sort of optic on it, because it is simpler. It's easier in some ways, but it's intolerant of technical imperfections. So you have to learn to do things correctly. I hope you'll join me for the Red Dot Concepts. And as always, measure, refine, and perform.